You got a $3,000 tax refund this spring, and it felt like the government finally did you a favor. You paid down a credit card, booked a flight, maybe grabbed a used car with a little help. 3 weeks later, your checking account looks exactly like it did before that refund ever landed. Same balance, same stress, same paycheck to paycheck feeling. If that money was really a bonus, where did it go so fast, and why does it never actually feel like extra? Here's what nobody tells you the moment that deposit hits your account. That $3,000 was never a gift from the government, not $1 of it. It was your own paycheck, held back a little at a time, for 12 straight months, earning zero interest for you the entire year. Meanwhile, banks paid you nothing, your rent still went up, and your credit card kept charging you interest the whole time. If you never touch that form, here's what keeps happening to you every single year without you noticing it at all. The government sits on your spare cash for free, no interest, no apology, while your credit card balance quietly charges you 22.8% on money you actually need right now, this month, not someday. You're not getting a bonus every spring, no matter how good it feels when the deposit hits. Refund season feels like a reward, like the universe finally noticed how hard you worked all year. A lump sum shows up with your name on it, and it feels earned, almost like a bonus from a boss who never usually says thank you. You start planning what to do with it before it even lands: a trip, a payoff, a cushion. That feeling is exactly why almost nobody stops to ask a simple question: where was this money for the last 12 months? But a refund isn't a bonus, it's a repayment. And any repayment that took 12 months to arrive should come with interest. Yours came with none, not a single cent, no matter how long the government held it. So why did the government have your money in the first place, before you ever saw a dime of it? Every time you get paid, your employer takes a guess at how much tax you'll owe for the year and sends the extra straight to Washington automatically, before that money ever touches your bank account. You don't approve it in real time, you don't get a text about it, nothing shows up asking permission. That form is called a W-4, and one single box on it decides whether you get a big refund every April or bigger paychecks all year long instead. Change that box, and the same amount of money shows up $250 at a time, every month, instead of one lump sum 4 months into the next year. I'll show you exactly which box to change in a minute. Look at the same $250 a month handled 2 different ways. One route hands it to the IRS for free and asks nothing back. The other keeps that same money working for you, starting today. Here's the moment this actually clicks. A high-yield savings account right now pays around 5% a year on your money. A regular checking or savings account pays closer to 0.1%, which works out to about 50 times less. Let the government hold your $3,000 for a year, and you earn exactly nothing on it. Now here's the number that actually stings. The average person carries $61.94 in credit card debt at an average interest rate of 22.8%. While the IRS is holding your extra cash for free, that same debt is charging you almost a quarter of what you owe every single year, no pause, no holiday, no mercy. Put all 4 numbers on one screen, and the math stops being abstract. This is what an average month actually looks like for most people. So which is actually smarter? A $3,000 refund landing once every April, or roughly $250 extra showing up in every single paycheck, starting right now, this month? I'll show you the exact move to make in just a minute. But first, you need to see why this trap feels so comfortable to stay in, because understanding that is the only way you actually change it for good. Here's the uncomfortable part nobody wants to admit out loud. If you adjust your withholding and get the number wrong, you could end up owing money at tax time instead of getting a check back. That fear alone, the fear of owing instead of receiving, is exactly why most people never touch that form for their entire working life. But that fear is bigger than the real risk. A small, careful adjustment rarely causes anything close to the disaster people picture in their head. Let's make this real with an ordinary paycheck, not a hypothetical one. Say you bring home $3,200 a month, pay $1,200 in rent, and spend $347 on subscriptions without ever really noticing them. Same $3,000, 3 different homes for it over the same 12 months. Only one of these three options is doing absolutely nothing for you the entire time. Here's the one thing to change today, and it takes about 5 minutes, less time than it took to watch this video so far. No accountant required, no complicated spreadsheet, just one form. Step 1, search the IRS Tax Withholding Estimator and open it right now today, not next week. Step 2, plug in your last pay stub and see exactly how much is being taken out and whether you're overpaying every single month. Step 3, if you're overpaying, ask your HR department for a new W-4 form and lower the extra withholding amount listed on it, using the number the estimator just gave you. Step 4, take that extra $200 or $300 a month and set up one automatic transfer, either into a high-yield savings account or straight onto your highest interest credit card, whichever is costing you more. Step 5, automate it completely so you never have to remember it or decide again every month. Automating just your regular bills already saves the average person about $180 a year in late fees alone without any extra effort. Most people are further behind on this than they'd guess, and that's exactly why the system keeps working the way it does. This was never about hating your tax refund, and it's not about never getting one again as long as you live. It's about noticing where your own money actually sits before it ever reaches you, and who benefits from it sitting there instead of you. The boring move, checking one single form for 5 minutes, beats waiting on one lump sum every single time you actually run the math on it side by side. Boring wins. It almost always does, quietly in the background, while nobody's paying attention. So here's the real story. Your refund was never a bonus, it was your own paycheck coming back late and empty-handed after a full year of sitting still. Fix your withholding once, automate the difference, and let your money grow all year instead of sitting in a government account earning absolutely nothing. Once you see this pattern in your paycheck, you start seeing it everywhere else too.